Hello students, so we are back with our fourth chapter, the rat trap for class 12th from Flamingo. And in the previous video, we had reached to a point where this crofter is showing himself to be a very good host. Crofter is really a good host because he serves this rat trap seller with dinner. He gives him company by sharing his tobacco roll. He gives him company by playing Majolis, that card game, with him. No, not only that. He actually talks about very personal things, okay, with this peddler, like his source of income or his money and maybe his savings, etc. So maybe this crofter was a bossy kind of person. He was a man who would show off his things. That's why maybe he talked about his money. Okay, this is what we had read about this crofter, because you may get this question to marker, especially for the crofter also, what kind of person he is. He's a bossy kind of person. Okay, he is a very gentleman. He's a kind person also, but he's bossy kind of person also. Now page number 33, last para. The stranger must have seemed incredulous, for the old man got up and went to the window. Now actually what happens? He talks about, this crofter talks about his money. He tells that how he used to earn money. He was a rich man. Now also he is having enough money because he's selling his milk to the creamery. Now not only he talks about how he earns his money, he actually now shows his saving also. That's why this is very incredulous thing for this rat trap seller also, because he was not expecting that anybody would be talking and then would be showing the savings also. So the stranger must have seemed incredulous, for the old man got up and went to the window, took down a leather pouch which hung on a nail in the very window frame, and picked out 3 wrinkled 10-kroner bills. Underline this. So what he did, he went to the window and there only he had hung the pouch, okay, and in this pouch there was his saving. And what was his saving? 30 kroner, and these were 3 notes of 10 kroner each. Okay, so this you should know. So 3 wrinkled 10 kroner bills means notes he took out. These he held up before the eyes of his guest, nodding knowingly. Okay, knowingly, he knew that yes, what he is doing, he is showing the money, but he did it. Okay, knowingly, and then stuffed them back into the pouch. It seemed that he wanted to show off that, see, this is my money. So he showed the money and then he put back the money in the pouch, and again the pouch was now hanging on that nail in the window frame. The next day, both men got up in good season. The crofter was in a hurry to milk his cow, and the other man probably thought he should not stay in bed when the head of the house had gotten up. Now, after that, they went to sleep, and then in the morning, both got up, because this crofter, he was having a cow, so he was to go to milk the cow. And this rat trap seller also thought this is not a good etiquette, that he should stay in the bed when the host is already woken up. He also was now, we can say, up, and he also wanted to now resume his journey. Okay. They left the cottage at the same time. The crofter locked the door and put the key in his pocket. The man with the rat traps said goodbye and thank you, and thereupon each went his own way. So naturally, this rat trap seller, he is not to stay there, because he had come to this house only for one night shelter. So now in the next morning, so both went to their own ways. So naturally their own way. What is crofter's way? Crofter is to go to milk his cow. And what is this peddler's way? He is to again resume his journey to sell his rat traps. But half an hour later, the rat trap peddler stood again before the door. He did not try to get in, however. He only went up to the window, smashed a pane, stuck in his hand, and got hold of the pouch with the 30 kroner. He took the money and thrust it into his own pocket. Then he hung the leather pouch very carefully back in its place and went away. Now what happened? though both of them took their own way. But this rat trap seller, he came back after half an hour. The door was still locked. It means Crofter was not back. So what he did not try to open the lock. He did not try to break the lock. Rather, he went to the window, broke the window pane, and then thrust his hand into the window, took the leather pouch, took out the money from the pouch, put the pouch back at the place, and then took the money and went away. Means he stole the money because now he knew where the money is kept. As he walked along the money in his pocket, he felt quite pleased with his smartness. He realized, of course, that at first he dare not continue on the public highway, but must turn off the road into the woods. Now, when he took the money, he was walking on the road. He was feeling very happy and proud that yes, very easily he took the money. It's not that he had to work hard to open the lock. No, he did not even do this. He did not even try this. Even then the money is now in his pocket. He was feeling very happy. Suddenly he thought that why he should take this highway, because the crofter would be back. He would be maybe sending the police to search for him. So he thought that because he's very smart, that's why he thought, yes, this is a good idea, that why not to take the route from the woods? Why not to take the jungle route? Because there naturally he won't be caught by any policeman. During the first hours, this caused him no difficulty. So ultimately, he entered into the thick forest. He thought that he should take the forest route. So initially, when he started walking through the forest, he was feeling very happy that he is going towards, maybe after some time he will be out of the forest and he will be on the other side of the forest. So initially there was no problem. Later in the day it became worse, for it was a big and confusing forest which he had gotten into. He tried to be sure to walk in a definite direction, but the paths twisted back and forth so strangely. He walked and walked without coming to an end of the wood, and finally he realized he had only been walking around in the same part of the forest. Now what happened? He entered into the forest. During the maybe first few minutes or first maybe 1 hour, he was thinking that yes, maybe very soon he will be out of the forest now because he's going in the right direction. But afterwards he felt that this forest is very confusing forest, because maybe somehow he realized that he was maybe coming back again and again to the same place only. Means the routes were so twisted that when he was thinking that he's actually going ahead, he was maybe not going ahead. He was coming back and then starting from there, then coming back, starting from there. Then only he realized that maybe he's circling around at a particular place only. He's not moving ahead. This he realized, but after many hours he realized this. All at once he recalled his thoughts about the world and the rat trap. Now his own turn had come. Now earlier what he was always having this, what philosophy he was always having, that this world is a big rat trap with the joys and the happiness and the comforts and the coziness, okay, putting as a bait. And now he was thinking that maybe this money was really a bait for him, because he stole the money, he got attracted towards this money and riches, and maybe this money was a bait for him because now he's trapped. Why he felt he's trapped? Because he was actually, even after walking for so many hours, he was still in the forest. He was not finding any way to come out of the forest. And now he realized that maybe he is also caught in this trap. The whole forest, with its trunks and branches, its thickets and fallen logs, closed in upon him like an impenetrable prison. Impenetrable means impassable, from where you cannot pass through. So this is what now he realized, that this big jungle with big trees, with small trees, with thick trees, okay, and with the logs and everything, maybe this was kind of prison which is impenetrable. You cannot go through this prison. You cannot go through now this jungle, and maybe he realized that maybe he would remain here only. And he would maybe in his whole life he would never be able to get out of the jungle. This is now depressing thought he started getting. It was late in December. Darkness was already descending over the forest. December month means winters. Winters means when days are very, days are shorter than the nights. So maybe even in the evening at 5 or 5:30 you feel that yes, it's going to be dark. And especially in the jungle, in the forest, maybe even 4 o'clock or 4:30 it would start showing the darkness. Okay, you will feel that yes, very soon night will fall. So this is what happened in that jungle, that this increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. Now when it was really getting dark, he was more sad, because he knew that now during the in the dark means this is the night time, and in the night time he would never be able to go out of jungle. And night in a jungle means any animal can come at any time and he may be killed by any enemy, he may be attacked. So now this is what he thought, and finally he saw no way out and he sank down on the ground, tired to death. Really, he was so tired, and at one point when he thought that maybe he would never be able to go out of this, come out of this jungle, then maybe he accepted his fate and he lay down over there only waiting for his death to come. And he sank down on the ground, tired to death, thinking that his last moment had come. But just as he laid his head on the ground, okay, maybe just to take rest, he laid his head on the ground. What happened? He heard a sound, a hard, regular thumping. There was no doubt as to what that was. He raised himself. So when he put his head on the ground, through the he felt a kind of vibrations, thumping vibration, as if someone is hitting hard at something, and he realized it. He got to know what it was. Okay, what kind of sound it was, what kind of vibration it was. So he raised himself. Those are the hammer strokes from an iron mill, he thought. So what he got to realize, that maybe this thumping is coming from an iron mill. If this vibration is coming to this place, it means iron mill must be around this place only. So there must be people nearby. Naturally, if there is iron mill and there is somebody who is thumping, it means there are people also. So he summoned all his strength, means collected all his strength, got up and staggered in the direction of the sound. And he started walking towards the sound so that he could reach to that mill. Now what kind of mill it is? Now this is little bit about this mill. The Ramshaw Iron Works. Now if you remember this word, the crofter said that yes, when he was young, he was working over here. Okay, so he was a crofter in this Ramshaw Iron Works only. So he had worked over here. So same now mill is there in the forest. The Ramshaw Iron Works, which are now closed down, were not so long ago a large plant with smelter, rolling mills and forge. So all these things, these are actually names of the machine and the machinery and the apparatus which is used in the iron mill. Okay, once it was a very big iron mill with all the kind of apparatus, all the kind of machinery over there. Okay, so at that time it was having in the summertime long lines of heavily loaded barges and scows. Now barges and scows, actually these are the flat bottomed small boats. Okay, where through these boats only the things are shipped, whatever they used to make in this iron mill. So these things used to be shipped, slid down the canal which led to the large inland lake. And in the winter time the roads near the mill were black from all the coal dust which sifted down from the big charcoal crates. Actually there was a canal, and they in the summertime they would be using canal route only, means whatever things are made in the iron mill. Okay, these things in these flat bottomed boats only, they would be putting these things, keeping these things in the bottoms, and through the canal only these boats would be we can say taking this material from one place to another place. But during winter time it was not possible, because of the winters this canal would be frozen canal, and then they would be taking the road route. Okay, so this is how this mill was working. During one of the long dark evenings just before Christmas, the master smith and his helper sat in the dark forge near the furnace waiting for the pig iron which had been put in the fire to be ready to put on the anvil. Now, right now, this is winter time. Okay, so right now what is happening in this mill? Now this mill is not that big mill, means all the machinery is not in the working condition. Okay, so maybe small work is going on, maybe in one corner now they are making the things. Okay, it's not that many people are working in the mill now, it's not that condition. Okay, and right now here two people are actually sitting in the mill, and they had put maybe some piece of iron in the fire, and they are waiting for this piece of this iron, of this iron to be heated to that extent that they could, you know, we can say hit it, and they would be able to give a shape. So this is what actually happens, that the piece of iron is heated and then it is given shape, whatever shape they want to give. So actually these two people are now, they had put this iron in the fire, and now they were waiting and sitting at some we can say in one corner, and they were waiting for this we can say piece to be heated to that extent that they will be put it on the anvil and they will hit it. Every now and then, one of them got up to stir the glowing mass with a long iron bar, returning in a few moments, dripping in perspiration with perspiration. Though, as was the custom, he wore nothing but a long shirt and a pair of wooden shoes. Though it was winter, even then, it's not that they were wearing sweaters, because they were working near the furnace, they were working near the fire. And now what they were doing, maybe one by one, they will be going and they will be shoveling this fire so that the fire does not extinguish. Okay, and now they were waiting that it should be heated to that extent that they will be taking out this piece of iron, and they will be putting it on the anvil, and then they will hit it to give some shape. So these two people are now sitting at this time. Now from other side, from the jungle, this peddler has started walking towards this mill, and now he reaches to this mill and he opens the gate and enters into the mill. When he opens the gate of this mill, this sound of opening the gate is not heard by these two people. Okay, these two people are already sitting over there, Master Smith and his helper. But these two people could not hear the sound of opening of the gate. That's why they could not even get to realize that someone has entered into the gate. So this para would be telling about why they could not hear, because there were many other sounds. So which sounds were there? Okay, when we talk about many other sounds, so which were these other sounds? You may get 2 marker for this para also. Okay, this para we will start in the next video. I think for today's video this is enough, and I think now you might have started taking interest in the story. Okay, thank you.